Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Facebook Live. My name is Matthew Luce, Field Signature Artist for Coty Professional Beauty. Very excited to be here today to share with you some wonderful styling techniques, as well as just a little bit of knowledge. So today with our lovely model Bailey here, we started by prepping her with our Sebastian preset and reset. So what that did is really gave her a nice foundation for me to work with. It actually has a bit of a clarifying feel to it. She came in and she was a little bit oily, so we decided to use our preset reset. It also builds texture, so we start by building texture right at the basin. Then for her blow dry, I layered in Potion 9, which is a leave-in styling treatment. Because she has quite long hair and it does have lightener or color on it, I wanted to make sure that we're putting some moisture back into the hair as well. I then went in with our dark oil by Sebastian, just a few pumps of that to continue to build some moisture without sacrificing any kind of volume. And then lastly, at her root area, I decided to go in with our texture maker. This really gives you a little bit of grit at the root and just a little bit of volume. So really what the inspiration behind this was I took some inspiration from what I've been seeing on New York Fashion Week and fashion weeks around the world. I wanted to create something that feels a little bit lived in, but really amp it up by utilizing some really, really cool accessories that I brought with me today. So you can kind of see here at my station here, I have all these cool little accessories that we can go in and really just amp up a style. It's a really easy way to take something from behind the chair, and we are heading into the holiday season, so it's a really, really cool way to just give it just a little bit more pizzazz. So now let's talk about some styling here. So I am going to be using our GHD Platinum Plus styler. This tool is phenomenal. So notice I didn't call it just a flat iron. It actually has more kind of uses than just being a flat iron. You're able to really, really do a lot with it. So with Bailey here, we're gonna do what we call a push down curl. So I'm gonna make sure I get my section right here. And this is a really, really quick, easy way for me to just create a very soft, lived-in style. So I'm just gonna take about an inch wide section and then subdivide that further in about an inch. I'm going to take my GHD Platinum Plus styler and I'm going to actually place it in the hair vertically with the tip pointing down. I want to make sure that I'm alternating from left to right to really create nice texture in the hair. So you see when I place this in and rotate it, I'm going to use a push down motion. And I chose the Platinum Plus because of the length of the hair and the color of her hair. It has ultrazone with predictive technology, and that really ensures that I'm only getting the hair to 365 degrees. And you can see how beautiful of a nice soft curl or wave that we get by utilizing this technique. So I went forward with that one. Now I'm gonna rotate away from the face. So I wanna make sure that I'm rotating each way to really create texture. So again, placing my styler down, rotating it one turn, and then just gently pushing down the hair shaft. So if I go straight down with this, with very, very little elevation, I get a really nice, long, skinny curl. But if I wanna have a curl that has maybe a little bit more volume to it, I'm just gonna slightly add a little bit more elevation. So again, placing my styler straight down, vertically, rotating one full turn, and now I'm gonna pull slightly out towards me at almost like a 45 to 90 degree angle. So the more I elevate it, the more curl or turn I get. And you'll see that it has just more curl than our push down curl. Cool, so I'm just gonna continue alternating or rotating left to right, away from the face or towards the face. So that one I turned away, so I'm gonna make sure that this one goes towards the face. So again, I'm gonna go out a little bit more of that 45 just for kind of continuity. And you can see I'm just moving very, very slowly. I really want to ensure that this styler gets that hair to that optimal 365-degree temperature, which we call the glass transition phase. And this is where, we're not getting damage, but we're ensuring we have enough heat on the hair to make sure that that style lasts. And just because of these plates on the Platinum Plus styler, it just glides so easily through the hair. And I can truly style in one stroke. So I just love how quick this technique is. It's a really, really easy way to create very soft waves in just a really short amount of time. Again, rotating one full turn, pulling down anywhere between 0 to 45 degrees. Gorgeous, right? Now I'm gonna drop down another section here. And really, I like to work from bottom to top. It just makes sense. And I like to start in the back and then work towards the face. So again, we're gonna take a very, very small section and I'll start away from the face this time. And notice that I can use both hands with this. Because of the design of this styler, you have great flexibility with it. It's really easy to hold and rotate because of that unique wishbone hinge and this awesome swivel cord.
Hey, Matthew, we have a question from Sergio. Can you rotate to ensure an actual curl?
Can I rotate to ensure an actual curl?
Like maybe more of a rounded classic curl.
Yeah, so depending on if you place the styler in vertically versus horizontally. If I go in horizontally and rotate 360 degrees and pull straight out, then I'm gonna get much more of a stronger curl return. Hope that answered your question. Thank you. So for this look, I really wanted to keep it a lot softer though. So that's why I'm using more of a push down curl. Beautiful, that's really what I like to see, just like a nice long, elongated curl pattern. Next section here, I'm gonna go away. Again, pushing down. Just very, very smooth and consistent heat. Beautiful, her color is so perfect for this. It really, truly creates a lot of texture and a lot of movement.
Matthew?
Yes.
We have a question from Rana.
Okay.
Does it have a swivel cord? And also Jesse said it looks very comfortable in your hand.
Yeah, so it does have a swivel cord, and I'll show you right here after this curl. So you can see that I'm able to really move this styler in so many different directions. So it rotates very easily. You're never gonna get tangled. Because of the design of this wishbone hinge too, those plates align perfectly.
And what's the highest temperature it can go up to?
So it truly, because of the ultrazone and predictive technology, it really only heats that hair up to 365 degrees. You'll see that it doesn't have a thermostat on there. So you just turn it on and it automatically will adjust the heat depending on the density of the hair, the thickness of the section, to truly ensure that we're not damaging hair, but we're getting enough heat to style the hair. Hope that answered your question. You can see how just easy this styler moves throughout the hair. Before I started using the styler on her hair, I did go in with a little bit of Sebastian Trilliant. I think it's always smart to use a thermal protector. And I love that one because it has incredible shine to it. It smells really good. Cool. Nice. So we've completed the back here. I'm going to spin Bailey around and start working on our front section. So again, make sure we just work in horizontal sections about 1 inch wide. Just combing it. It's going to control those ends nice and clean. So I'll subdivide this right into 2. So I want to make sure that I'm taking about inch by inch wide sections. And then I'm going to work from the parting towards her face. So I want to make sure that a lot of the curl movement around the face goes away from the face. I find that that looks a lot more modern than it going towards the face. So this one I want to make sure that I rotate towards the face and then again push down. You can see how quick and
Matthew,
nice.
We have another question.
Yeah.
Do you bricklay or use diagonal back and forward to not see lines?
You know, either or, because like her hair is already dry, I find that like I'm not really gonna get a lot of section marks. So you can go in at a diagonal. That's just personal preference. I find, you know, I work nice and easy in horizontal sections. I can bricklay this. That will help cover up lines. So again, I want to make sure now that I'm like working towards the face, I don't want to start that wave pattern at too high. So for her, I'm going to start a little bit towards the jawline, and you can see if it gets a little too tight, I can just tap the Platinum Plus, and that'll just like soften up that wave. So now it matches everything a little better. Okay, just working up the head here.
Matthew, can you touch on the directions that you're going in? We have a question from Nicole Sledge about alternating directions.
Yeah, so when you alternate directions, it truly creates a lot more texture. So if I were just working in all the same direction, that's gonna create more form in the hair. So more of like a classic Hollywood wave. Whereas if I alternate from front to back, left, you know, away from the face or towards the face, I get a lot more texture versus form. So again, I'm gonna start my rotation a little bit lower as I start working towards her face. And then I can always come through and just soften that up a little bit. But I like that amount of curl return. So this one, I'll make sure that I go towards the face here. Nice and easy. Come in and just pat it down a little bit. Keep it nice and soft. So she does have a fairly dense amount of hair, so bear with me here.
Matthew, we have a question about the plates.
Sure.
Are they interchangeable?
In what sense? So the question is, are they interchangeable? They're actually just a precision milled ceramic coating. So you can see how easily they glide through the hair. Hope that answered your question. So I would say no, that they're not interchangeable. These plates stay on the tool. So again, coming in at a vertical here, I'm going to start my rotation a little bit lower as I work towards her face.
And how is this on textured hair?
On textured hair, I would say that works great. It's all about the speed that you use this tool. So we do claim one stroke styling, so it's really about, you know, not going through the hair too fast. You really want to make sure that you get the right amount of heat on the hair. And I do that by just taking it nice and slow. Because of the ultrazone and predictive technology, it's checking the temperature up to 250 times a second. Nice. Just patting some of those ridges down to create a softer wave. Beautiful. Couple more sections here. So everything that I'm using today, you can actually purchase at Marlowe Beauty. I really made sure that I'm only using our liquid tools and stylers that you're able to purchase. Yeah, if you want to check out the before picture, you can throw it up there. I mean, she came in like so beautiful already. I really didn't have to do too much. She's gonna look even better after today though. Boom, so pretty. You can see I'm really starting that wave pattern right at the apple of her cheek. I think that's just gonna really give her a really beautiful face shape. Okay. So this one will go towards the face. Again, starting a little bit lower as we work up towards the top of the head and towards the face here. Nice. Okay, again, just so if anybody's joined, I'll walk you through the push down curl technique that I'm doing. So I'm using the Platinum Plus styler by GHD. I'm placing my styler in vertically and rotating it one full turn and then just pushing down to create a much more elongated curl pattern. Just making sure that I'm moving nice and slow. You can see that that gives a nice skinny curl. Okay.
Matthew, can you talk a little bit about why heat temperature is so important for long-lasting curls? Like going too high or too low and how that affects the result?
If you get too low with the temperature, your style is not going to last. If you go over what we call 365 degrees, it's going to damage the hair. So, just think if you did, spent 3 or 4 hours coloring hair, and then you go in with 450 plus degrees, you're really damaging the hair, first of all, as well as potentially fading your color work. So by, using optimal temperature, 365 degrees, it really ensures that you're protecting your color investment. So not only as a stylist, I don't want to spend, 3 hours on someone's hair and then have them go home and just torch it, right? And damage my color work. But the consumer as well, I think, is important to really protect their investment. They're the ones that are spending, X amount of dollars in their color. And if they go and use any heat above 365, you're causing permanent damage. Nice. So one thing that's important too is to truly just let this cool down, right? So if, again, I want to soften up some of these curls, I can just go right in and just pat them down with the styler. Okay, I'm going to spin Bailey around and finish up on this side here. So, and I chose a side part because when we go in and finish the waves, I'm going to go in with my accessories and create something that's pulled back and really start placing in some really cool pieces to just amp this up a little bit. So here we go. Again, subdivide. So to ensure that a lot of the hairline pieces go away from the face, I'll start this one to rotate it towards the face. So look how easy it is to move this tool. And there's so many different variations you can do with the Platinum Plus styler. I can, again, use it horizontally and rotate it 360 degrees and pull straight out. The higher you pull it, the more curl return, or the tighter your curl is going to be. The more you push down, the more softer that curl will be. So again, just rotating. Cool. Beautiful. Okay. Make sure that I'm not section. What are we thinking so far? It's looking really, really pretty to me. Can't wait to get some of these accessories in here. So just a couple more sections. Again, I want to make sure that these stay away from the face, and I'm starting a little bit more at the apple of the cheek. Cool. This one's going towards the face here. So I definitely like to use both hands when I'm using this styler. You really have to be quite ambidextrous, but it just gives me nice control. And you can see I'm like barely holding it. And it just glides right through the hair there.
Matthew, could you refresh us on how her hair was prepped?
Yeah, so I started with our preset and reset shampoo and conditioner. She has finer hair, and she was a little bit oily when she came in, and I wanted a really nice foundation. So that's why I chose our preset and reset. It does, clarify a little bit as well as build texture at the basin. Then for her blow dry, I started with Potion 9 and layered that into the hair. That's our leave-in styling treatment. It does have 9 botanical oils in there to really add some moisture and hydration into the hair. And then I went in with our dark oil just to add a little bit of weight to the hair without compromising any volume. That's what I really love about dark oil, is you can use quite a bit of it, and it doesn't sacrifice volume, but it does give a nice kind of feel to the hair and a little bit of weight to the hair. Okay, so I have her prepped, and now let's go in and do a little bit of styling here. So I am gonna use the GHD styling brush, and I'm just gonna start working this away from her face. So I'm not gonna rake everything out yet. I just wanna start kind of getting that hair to move away from the face. And now I'm using our Sebastian Zero Gravity spray, and that's just gonna give me a really nice lightweight control. Awesome here. So maybe just a little bit more. And I really feel like you can't use too much of the Zero Gravity spray. It's really good, really good working spray. I love it for session work behind the chair. Really, it is one of my go-to sprays. Cool, so now we have a nice little bit of control here. And let's see, I'll pick out my first accessory. I'm gonna use this cool little pearl one here. I'm just gonna get the right angle here and just go right behind the ear and then just secure it. Gorgeous, right? With her color, that just looks super, super cool. Now we'll go in with just some smaller pieces just to accentuate and add some more. So come in here, just get the right angle on here. Just pop it in. Yeah. And that's what our tail comb is for, is just to really kind of start pulling out some of these hairs. Spread that out a little bit. Cool. Get some more spray in here. And I don't want something like too tight. I want to make sure that it keeps it really nice and light and airy. All about that texture. So let's go in with another one here. We'll pop one in. Let's see. Come in right underneath it. You just gotta manipulate these a little bit. There we go. Cool. Again, grab my tail comb, make sure that hair gets spread out there. Cool. Sweet. Again, working with my Shaper Zero Gravity Spray. Just a really nice lightweight working spray. So now to come in here and just really finish this off, I do want to create some more texture. So I am going to use dry clean only before I go in and start breaking this up. So I can go in with my hands and just really, really start lightly raking through. And I don't want this to look super, super tight. I want it to feel like, you know, almost like she did it herself. What do you think? Looking good, right? So just going through, layering with the dry clean only. And I really just need to use my hands. And the more I kind of move this, the more soft it's gonna get. Really work through. You know, and if you need to go back through and touch up pieces, that's totally great. Okay. I'm thinking it's looking really, really nice. Let's start working towards the face here. Just opening it up.
You're getting lots of compliments, Matthew.
Oh,
Everybody
cool.
really loves it.
Nice.
Looks great.
Super soft, super just really almost looks like she did it herself, you know? But this is something that's really cool for not only you know, the salon, but maybe they're going out. Holiday season's right around the corner here. So it's a really cool way to just, you know, quick styling. We start spinning her around. Yeah, looking great. Let's pull a little bit of this in the front here. Just loving this over-accessorized feel to it with just really, really soft push-down curls. Yeah, digging it. Cool, let's go ahead and have Bailey stand up here for us. And then come behind here. And this is our finished look here. What do you think? Gorgeous, right? I'll have you spin. Yeah. Lovely. Thank you so much, Bailey.
You.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and bring Terry up now. All right, so here's our lovely model, Terry. What I really wanted to showcase today is something that just a little bit more than just putting some product in the hair. I wanted to create something, to me, I've been really inspired by, you know, the 1960s mod UK look. So I wanted to do something that's quite fringy, but still just really, really soft. So to prep him, I did use our preset and reset. I find that it just cleanses the hair really nicely, and it also builds up a wonderful texture in the hair to start with. And then I went in with our SEB MAN, the cooler. This is a leave-in hair tonic. It creates a little bit of texture in the hair. It also has a really nice, like, soothing feel on the scalp. And we just let that air dry into the hair. So you can see I started just a little bit of this technique, creating S-waves in the hair. And this takes no time. I'm gonna use the GHD half-inch styler here. So again, you'll still notice that there's no thermostat on here. It's truly just gonna get the hair to 365 degrees. I'm gonna come in, and I've already done a few of these little pleats or S-waves. So what you'll see is I can just keep this fairly organic. And I wanna just start bending the hair and just tapping my styler on it. And I chose the little one because his hair is fairly short. I just needed something a little bit smaller to get in there. And you'll see that it's not really creating like a curl or a ton of volume, but it just gives me like a really interesting texture to the hair. So because I did that one to the right, I wanna alternate. So I'm actually gonna push this one to the left here. And just tap, tap, tap. So I wanna make sure that this stays fairly flat to the head here. So then we'll take another section and just start working in about, again, like 1-inch sections as we work from the front towards the back here. Okay, pull this towards the front. Again, we're doing more of like an S wave here. So starting in one direction, just tapping, and then creating very soft waves. So super, super easy to do, but really just like adds a little bit more than just putting product in and either diffusing it or blow drying it into the hair. Just giving a little bit of movement. I'm gonna have you look towards me a little bit. There you go. Thank you. So again, I'm pushing to one direction and tapping. And again, because we use that 365-degree temperature, I can tap on this a little bit without worrying about any damage. But I love just that soft little bend you get into the hair, creating just a little bit more of an interesting texture. So that one went to the left. Now I'm gonna move this one to the right. So sometimes it helps to just create like a little U shape. Tap, 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 and then push it into your iron styler. Cool. Just always taking a look at the balance, always thinking about your end result. We always want to make sure that we have a plan and we know what our end result is. So when I'm working behind the chair, I really want to make sure, that I'm not just kind of ad hocing a look. I want to make sure that I know what this end result is going to be. And I actually do a lot of workshopping on doll heads at home and really trying this out. Is to ensure that it's gonna be successful. So again, little S waves here. Yeah.
People are really loving seeing the 1/2 inch. Can you let everyone know how many sizes of stylers we have?
Yeah, we have our 1/2 inch, we have our 2 inch, and we have a variety of these gold and platinum plus. Another really cool thing about these stylers too is that they have an automatic shut off. How many times have we walked out of the house and left our styler on and come back and kind of worried about burning up the sink? So they turn off and go into sleep mode after about 30 minutes of not being used. Another cool feature too is they heat up in 20 seconds, so especially that Platinum Plus. Look at that cool little texture we're getting, right? And it doesn't necessarily look like we've overly styled his hair, It just adds us a little bit of a cooler, more interesting texture. So just looking where that hair wants to go or bend, tap, tap, tap. Tap. Nice. I'll have you look towards me a little bit here. Yep, so we got to get this guy. Super simple. Cool, last section here. So coming in again, just creating a little bit of bend in the hair. And then I'm going to go in and detail with some product here. Spin him around a little bit. And I let him air dry because I really wanted to just see his own natural texture and blend this in to that texture. All right. So now to just further add texture and some movement, I am going to use the Dandy, which is a high shine lightweight pomade. I'm not going to use too much. I can always add more product, right? It's pretty difficult to go the other way around. So I'm just going to emulsify this in my hands. You can see that incredible shine that we get. And then I like to start in the back and work towards the face. So just lightly going from side to side. Taking a look at what I'm doing here. Can we see his before too? that would be a really good visual for you guys to see what he started out with. So really inspired by, you know, that like British kind of UK mod look. You know, just to me, it looks a little bit more intentional than kind of what he came in with. And it's just something that you can offer your male customers, you know, to really just give them a little bit more of a look. But I love just how soft this is, right? And then if I wanted to add some more separation here, I'm gonna use the Fixer, which is a stronghold spray by SEB MAN. I'm just gonna lightly mist that in. I can scrunch it up a little bit. And this is just gonna make sure that this lasts all day or all night, depending on what he's gonna do. Yeah, super cute, right? Awesome. So this is our look for Terry here, really inspired by, you know, the kind of mod scene of the 60s. I used our S-Wave technique with our half-inch styler, just to really give him a more intentional texture and just enhance what he already has. Lovely. Cool, go ahead and stand up for me. Great. So thank you so much, Terry. Awesome. So I want to thank everyone, especially Marlo Beauty, for having me on Facebook Live. I hope you have enjoyed the techniques that we did. We showed you a little bit with the Platinum Plus styler, doing that push down curl. And then we also used our half-inch styler and did some pleating or some S-waves. So thank you so much for having me, and I hope to see you soon.